Today, to do a quick review about my electric drum kit, I bought an Alesis Nitro mesh drum kit. Before that I had an acoustic Pearl Session Elite with Sabian Zildjian cymbals. Loved my drum kit, it was fantastic, but it wasn't always that practical. Took a lot of room up, took a lot of setting up. It was fantastic playing, but again, neighbours, I'm not playing in a band, not doing a lot of gigging, so really it, like I say, wasn't practical really. So I looked at lots of different electric drums, which ones might be good for me, my budget range, and I decided on this kit. Everybody would love £1,000–2,000 Roland kit, but for me it's just a bit of fun to drum, keep practicing, improve my styles, get better, and for me I didn't want to go crazy on it really. So I bought the Alesis Nitro mesh kit. Reasons for that, again, the snare has a dual head, so I can hit rim shots or just hit the drum as I normally would. There weren't rubber pads, so they were proper mesh, they're all mesh heads. The rubber pads are on the cymbals, but you can expand the kit, so I can add an extra float on and I can add a cymbal. Now I have added a cymbal, but I haven't bought the Alesis. Alesis is over £150 I think it is to buy that cymbal expansion for the kit. It's a lot of money. I've gone and bought, I don't know if you can see, but I bought a 12" instead of 10", so I wanted something slightly bigger than the other cymbals just to be a bit different really. But I bought a WHD cymbal. I bought that from Gear for Music. It's probably about £60, but that comes with the bracket and comes with the stand for the cymbal, the arm. So that's fitted, plugged in, and it plays perfectly. I've not had any issues with it, and it's half the price, so that's what I would recommend. With the drum, again, I'd like the original Alesis Nitro mesh head. Again, they're expensive, but I'm looking to see if there's any second-hand ones from kits that maybe got damaged, or any refurbs or anything like that. Not found anything at the moment, but that's a plan, just to expand it a little bit more. I've seen people where they've got lots of cymbals and they've used splitters, so they've used a splitter and then they just, I suppose, like working around the kit like you normally would. It's just a different way of playing, but it's the same sound because it's coming off a split port, so there's probably no gain to that, but you could do that to make it look, I don't know, a bit different. But some of the more expensive kits obviously have a lot more expansions, but this kit is very limited still. It's got an out, a MIDI in, and a MIDI out, sorry. It's got the Tom 4 and the Crash 2, which obviously got the Crash in use, and it's got a left and a right output, so you can record from the kit, and it's got auxiliary in, so what you can do is you can plug either a laptop into it, or you can plug an iPod or your iPhone, something into it, play the music through the kit, so you can hear it through your headphones, which I've got plugged in on the side through the phone socket. And again, I've bought the Alesis headphones, quite bulky, but they do obviously reduce the noise externally, and they're great. Again, I stuck with Alesis because I like their stuff, and they're really good. I obviously rate them as well. The kit's brilliant. I love the kit. I do love the kit. It's great for what I want to do. It's compact. I can push the kit in. I can take it to bits quite easy. It's not too bad. It does take a lot of room up still. It takes the room up, but if you had an acoustic kit, I mean, you imagine all the stands and everything you'd have to have. Now on the electric kit, it obviously has a proper kick pedal and the kick head. What it doesn't have though is like a proper hi-hat with a stand. On some of the Roland kits and stuff, you have like a proper hi-hat stand, and you have the two cymbals that will join together. Mine is just a single one there. So yeah, there are limitations of it, but for £300 roughly, it's obviously obviously there's going to be pros and cons to it, but you are going to be limited on what you get for your money. But for the money, it is a fantastic kit, and I would highly recommend it. I've bought something called an iRig 2. Now, there obviously are a lot of these on eBay and Amazon, but they look like copies, so I would always buy it from a proper music shop. Again, I bought this one from Gear for Music. I was very happy. What you do is you have your left and right output, phono cable. I've got a dual left and right, that goes to a single. I then plug it into where it says for guitar, but it's for drums as well. And then this end, which is already connected to the iRig 2, plugs into your iPhone, and all you would do is press, go to your video on your iPhone, click record, and you start drumming. And again, my music goes through the kit, and all that records through into the iPhone as well. So that's what I've been doing with my videos. It's very simple. I've not had to have a big mixer and all mics and anything like that. I've not had to even put the kit through the mixer. This just makes everything really simple, but you have to have an iPhone. You can't have an Android phone. It's not going to work. It only works for iPhones. But for the videos I create just for fun, I think it's a fantastic tool. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to play some of the sounds from the drum kit, just so you can have a feel of what sounds it creates, and see what you think to the kit. So some of the pros is it's all mesh heads, which is fantastic. There's no rubber heads at all, which I don't like personally. I played a rubber drum kit and it's not quite the same feel as this one. And the technique I can get on it is, as near as I'm probably going to get to an acoustic. I can expand it, I can add a cymbal, and I can add another tom, which is great. So if I want to expand my kit, there's the opportunity to do that. It's got a proper kick pedal, which is great. So again, I can keep some of the technique that would have on an acoustic kit. And it's got 40 different presets for drums, and I can fully customize them all as well. So if I certainly don't want one of the drums to sound out so the cymbal, and I want a different sound for the cymbal, I can go into that cymbal, I can change the volume for that device, for that particular pad or cymbal, and I can change the sound, and then I can save it. So it's fully customizable. Out of all the kits, there's probably 3 or 4 that I would probably think, I would use. And some of them I like the sound of them, which you've heard, all the different 40 styles, but I don't think you'd personally use all of them. And some of them, you probably wouldn't want them. But it's good that, like I say, it has that customization to it. It has its own music built in, which you can drum to, and it's got a metronome. But again, you'd probably just connect your own music and rock out to your own songs, really. So there's the pros, and obviously with the snare, I can hit rim shots, or I can hit the snare, and I've got that technique as well, which is great. It's got that function. So some of the cons, so sometimes when I'm drumming, I can sometimes hear it's triggered maybe like a slight cymbal sound, which I can hear, whether that's because the wiring's all obviously going on the same patch back to the main controller unit and it's all close together, or whether there's a slight bit of vibration which is causing it just to trigger, but it's only slightly, it's not like a full hit I would do on a cymbal, so I do have that. Again, the hi-hat is probably a slight downside in the fact that it hasn't got the proper, it's just a pedal, so it's just an open and close pedal, and sometimes I open it and it's maybe not quite as responsive as I would expect it to be, but on the £1,000 kits they have a proper hi-hat, and I'm sure that's a lot better, but for the money that you're paying, it's not a big issue, and it wouldn't affect things too much, really. I've read reviews where people have, it's going to be mixed. Some people are going to love kits, or they're going to hate them. Some are saying, it's missed beats, and I've sometimes hit this and it's not triggered it. I've never had that issue. I've had the kit about 6 months now, and I've been very pleased with it. I think it's money well spent, and let's say I could go crazy. You could buy a really all singing, all dancing kit, but I think this kit does a lot for its money. It does pack a good punch, and I certainly would consider it if you're looking at electric drum kits. I wouldn't go too crazy. I'd certainly look at this kit, and I'd look to buy this one. There is obviously a model up, which is more money, and again, it'd probably do more stuff for you, but it's fantastic. You don't have to, like say, link it to mixers. I can use other devices to record my music, which is great for what I want to do. So yeah, I'd probably say it's a fantastic kit. I would certainly recommend it, and I'd suggest you give it a go. And yeah, it gives other kits a good run for its money, so well done, Alesis. I love it. Thank you.